Sure, hopefully that's going to get in focus. Is it going to focus? I think it might help if I turn on the lights. Does that help? Focus. I don't know why it won't focus. That's really terrible. That's why it's important to come to class, because you can't rely on these videos. That's really terrible. I don't know why that's so bad. Is that any better? Okay, this is going to be a bad video. It's out of focus. All right. So we're going to do 2.2, which are some graphs you should know. Okay. So the first one here is f of x equals x squared. Now, is there anyone that does not know what that is right off the top of their head? Nobody that wants to admit it. Let's pretend you don't know what it is. Well, what could you do if you were really stuck and you didn't know what to do? Plug in some values, right? What are some good values to pick? Have an XY table. Did somebody say 1? What else should I pick? 2, 0, -1, -2. Okay. 0 squared is 0, 1 squared, 2 squared, -1 squared, -2 squared, 4. This is a really crappy video. I apologize. I don't know why that's so bad. I hope if I move it back, because you can't see anything on there. And it will not focus. Sorry, it's a crappy video. All right, so I can plot this 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4, 1, -1, -2, 4. Excuse me. So it looks like a parabola, okay? So theoretically, you should be able to know that without plotting points. But if you don't, you can always plot points, okay? Now, does anyone know? So this is a graph you should know. By the way, did I tell you why parabolas are cool? Anybody know why parabolas are cool? You can't watch TV without a parabola. Did you know that? Okay. If you, either the satellite dish is beaming up the signal or you're receiving it at your house, you have a satellite dish. Okay. So this is a satellite dish, essentially. Now, do we have any football fans in here? Especially Mr. T. Yeah. The Raiders. I like the Raiders. Tom Brady did fumble though in the snow. I'll grant you that. That was a bad call. You know which play I'm talking about? When they played the Raiders? Yeah. Yeah, it was a fumble. I'm a Patriots fan, but it was still a fumble. Anyway, if you're watching a football game, have you seen those guys holding those giant bowls on the sidelines? Okay. Those are called parabolic microphones, and it works just like your satellite dish. What's cool about it is this point here is called the focus. In a later chapter, we're going to figure out where that is. Okay. But for now, we'll just call that the focus. And the cool thing about a parabola is when the sound wave comes in, or the TV signal or whatever, it always bounces to the focus. Okay? And in the TV industry, they call them parabs, because I don't want to say parabola or parabolic microphones. Okay? I work for ESPN. I've gotten my brother a job holding one of those parabs. Okay? I also work for the Utah Jazz and the Pac-12 Network. And CBS and ABC, whoever else calls me. It's really awesome. Okay? So you couldn't watch sports without these unless you went to the game. Okay? So this is why parabolas are cool. All right, now another curve that you should know. F of x equals x squared. You should know that's a parabola. F of x equals x cubed. Okay, let's pick it on somebody. No, I won't pick on somebody. Does anybody know what it looks like? Say it again.
Isn't it disco arms?
Disco arms?
Yeah,
Oh, somebody
that's
called
how I
it
think
the
of it.
snake in my other class. I like disco arms, that sounds better. It looks like, yeah, is that your disco arms?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't heard that one before. Okay. All right, another graph that you should know. F of x equals x to the fourth. Does anyone know what that looks like? Kind of like a parabola, but instead of it being a parabola here, it would be a terrible parabola. It's more of a U shape. Okay? How about f of x equals x to the fifth? You know what that one is? Terrible disco arms, is that what you said? Yeah, it's gonna be more squared off. More of a Z shape, I guess. Or sideways Z. Okay? X to the sixth. More boxy. X to the seventh. More boxy, right? Okay? So that's what those look like. How about, what if I had f of x equals the square root of x? Does anyone know what that looks like? It's not an upside down parabola. It's kind of like a half parabola. It goes this way though. Okay? And it's only half of it. Okay? All right. Okay, so now let me just mention this. Hopefully I didn't give you any graphing calculator problems on the homework. If I did, it was a mistake, and we can't use graphing calculators in this class, college rule, okay? So you can either ignore them or figure out how to graph it by yourself. But these are going to be really helpful. But my favorite problem here in this section is one that you all are going to hate. And remember yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I said that one day we were going to make you graph piecewise functions. Today's the day. Okay? So here we're going to do this. Let's say that I had f of x equals x squared if x is less than or equal to 1, or it equals 2x plus 1 if x is greater than 1. Okay? So this is what we call a piecewise function. So, I really need to learn people's names better, but this will help me for a little bit. Let's see. Who haven't I picked on it? I didn't take the mark on here. But I know I started at the top and then I started at the bottom and I don't know where I went. Let's go with Rory. Where's Rory? Okay. Do you know how to graph that? Yeah. So basically we can treat this as two different equations that we're going to graph on the same thing. What is the first one? It's going to be a parabola. So I'm just going to draw this parabola on here. Except for now, I need to worry about the domain. What does the domain say? If x is less than or equal to 1. Okay, so this is 1, right? And we know it also goes to 1. It's right there. And so I get to erase all of this because I only want the parabola on the left side, essentially. Does that make sense? And then what does this look like? Oh, sorry. Let's see if that's any better. That didn't help. Oh, this is a terrible video. I'm sorry. This is what kind of curve is this? You don't know? Well, that was the easy one. You got the hard one, right? Anybody know? Do you know? Daniel knows.
I don't,
You don't know?
I thought it was a slope.
A slope? What is a slope?
Or a slow line.
Straight line, that's what it is. Is that what you meant?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a straight line. Okay? Do you know how to graph this quickly and easily? It's in slope intercept. Yeah, if this was y equals mx plus b, this is your intercept, right? So if I go to 1, mark that point, and then I'm going to rise 1, 2, and I'm going to run 1, and this is what it would look like, a straight line, okay? But now I need to pay attention to my domain.
So anything below 1 you erase.
X greater than 1. And so I get to erase all of this here. Okay? Now, the question is, do I have an open circle or a closed circle, and where? Cameron,
You have an open circle on the top slope.
on the straight line, right? This is going to be an open circle because it won't equal 1 here. It equals 1 down here. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay? All right. So those are fun. I'm going to have to put one on the quiz tomorrow, don't you think? Going to do another one of these just to make sure? You're like, no, don't do that. Okay? I don't know if it does any good to position this camera. It was really good before. I wonder if I can get my camera to work. The class is almost over. Maybe I'll try that tomorrow. Okay, so I apologize for the really poor video. Let's do another one of these just for fun, because we love doing piecewise functions, because the math department loves putting it on the final exam. So you guys are going to get really good at it, or you're going to see this. This is the other problem that you might see on every test until the final exam, until you get it right. Okay? All right, so let's do this one here. Oh, I don't want to do that one. That was easy. Here, I'm going to pick a homework problem. How about number 42? That one's a good one. F of x equals 1 minus x squared, or it equals x, if x is less than or equal to 2 and x greater than 2. Okay? Let's pick on Hallie. I haven't picked on you before, have I? No, that's good. You were excited about that, huh? All right, so any ideas?
For the 1 minus x squared, is it gonna be like the x squared graph that shifted?
Yeah, it's going to be the x squared graph, and it's shifted. Which way is it shifted?
Is it gonna go to the left one?
Nope, it's going to go up 1.
Oh, up one?
Yeah. It's going to go up 1. And the negative, what does that do to me?
Is it down?
It's going to open downwards like this, okay? Now, do we know, did I draw it correctly so far? I'm ignoring the domain for a minute. Question?
Oh, I was just gonna say, technically, you're supposed to stop at a certain point on the right side.
Yeah, I'm ignoring that, but yeah, we will do that. We'll take care of that in just a minute. But before we do that, what I am curious about, do we know where it crosses the x-axis? Can we figure that out quickly and easily? Yes?
1 and negative 1?
1 and negative 1. How did you get that?
No, I did this yesterday, actually. So
Oh, you were jumping ahead. You're good. You know?
plugged in into 0 or equal to 0.
If we set this equal to 0, 1 minus x squared equals 0, then we can factor, right? Factors into 1 plus x, 1 minus x. So it is positive 1 and negative 1. Okay? Now we need to worry about our domain. And is that what you wanted to worry about, Cameron?
Yeah.
Okay? So we got to worry about our domain, right? So x has to be less than or equal to 2. So if that's 2, here, I'll keep drawing this out here like that. Okay? Then we've got an equal sign here. So what do I do? What do I have to erase?
The line below.
The line below the 2. Okay? So we're going to stop right there at 2. Okay? It's going to continue on. Now, since we picked on Hallie, it must be Lauren Lehman. Is that you? The Lehman brothers, she must be super rich. Except for they went bankrupt, didn't they?
Yes.
They did. So now you're poor. Okay. All right. So what does this look like? Is it on the x-axis? If I sewed that as y equals x, it's not the x-axis. It's not the y-axis. What's in between that? Do you know? What is it? The diagonal line, right? We're going to draw a diagonal line. It goes on forever. But now we have to decide what to erase. You know what to erase? Our domain is x has to be greater than 2, right? So we're going to go up here to 2. Well, that's 2, I guess. Anyway, well, it's terrible thing. But at any rate, so that's where x equals y, and am I erasing the bottom half or the top half? We're erasing the bottom half. Okay? So that's what your graph looks like. We've got a parabola that stops at here, and a straight line that continues on there. Are you going to ace my quiz tomorrow? Okay. Who's planning on not acing it? Come on, you pessimist. All right. Okay, we'll go study in the math lab and make a friend. Yes.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, shouldn't that be
Oh, should it be an open circle? Yeah, it should be. Thank you. Please pay attention to that because there's no equal sign. That should be an open circle. Very good. Okay, yes. You have to draw on the same graph. Yeah. Okay. All right. Quiz tomorrow is on half of chapter 2.2. We'll finish chapter 2.2 tomorrow for sure. Well, everything that we've covered up to now. Okay. There'll be some more stuff we'll cover tomorrow. That's a terrible video.